G'day. Those of you that have followed my channel for a bit would be up to date on the romantic comedy that is the story of Sore Balls and Split Back. And a while ago I mentioned on a video, I showed little bits of a In His Grace video about neck fractures. I'm going to play that for you in its entirety here if you haven't already seen it. It's a cracking video. But before I do, I'm going to show you another interview with our couple, our so much in love couple, Split Back and Sore Balls. And what I want you to watch and pay attention to while you watch this interview is, well, it's quite good because Mr. Sore Balls is very animated. He's so animated in this interview. He's very excited, and you'll see he moves around quite a lot, quite freely for somebody who has a fractured neck. Anyway, check this out, and then I'll come back again.
Going through it, playing it back in your head, seeing it happen over and over again. You're there, like you physically saw it happen.
The seats where we was at first that broke down, that's where we was at initially. So
we were sitting in the seats that broke off initially.
So she couldn't fit the seat because I think she was a little bit big. And so they were trying to trade one of our friends to the other side.
And we're like,
so we're
no, we're
going to go together. We're not about to split up for nothing. And then we're up in the sky, like we're like too high this time, and I'm sitting there like scared, almost about to throw up. I'm like, whoa. So I look at my girlfriend like, are we supposed to be this high? Like, cause I'm kind of scared. Like,
yeah,
I'm
this
like
is too high.
Like, no, this is not normal.
Cause we were on there screaming like, get us off here, unbuckle us, and there was nobody even coming.
It's so scary, like, to see somebody lose their life on the same ride that you're on.
They lost their son, and he had plans for his life. It's just unacceptable. It should have been prevented.
Look how animated he was in this interview. Every other one he's been so sedate, but this one he's jiggling around, and look at him. There's no sign of any, and he's moving his head left and right, and anyway. The other thing that I noticed as well is when he referred to his girlfriend. That's her sitting right next to you, and her name is Hannah. When he says it, he doesn't even look at her, and he doesn't use her by name, refer to her by name.
Whoa. So I look at my girlfriend like, are we supposed to be...
See what I mean? He didn't even look at her once. He didn't even call her by name. I've told you, these people are not a couple. She is getting over her domestic violence charge, and God knows where they got him. He must have just needed a new car. Maybe that was his new car we've seen him get into in other interviews. Anyway, here's the In His Grace video referring to the same story.
Yesterday on the fireball. Debris flying off that ride struck 19-year-old Abdihakim Hussein, sending him to the hospital. His 20-year-old girlfriend was sitting right next to him.
Mike, it was 19-year-old Abdihakim Hussein's first time at the Ohio State Fair last night, along with some of his friends and his 20-year-old girlfriend, Hannah Salih. They went straight to the rides to kick off their evening. The couple says they started to fear for their lives when they noticed their seats were getting closer and closer to the ground with each swing into the air. Eventually, a row of seats broke off and debris came flying into Hussein, barely missing Salih sitting right next to him.
I was just at a loss for words. I was just in shock, like I didn't really know what to say. And then he started seizing out, and I'm just like, what do I do? You know, I'm trying to help him. What could I do for him?
I could never go back to a fair again, ever in my life. And that was my first time going there.
The first ride, first amusement ride, first time going there.
It's terrifying.
Hussein was taken to Grant Medical Center last night and decided to go home after doctors asked him to stay overnight. He has a fracture in the back of his neck. And will have to begin physical therapy next month.
I wanted to talk a bit about what it's like to live in a neck brace. I do take mine off from time to time for photos or just to give my neck a chance to have the muscles do their own work kind of thing, because it helps to stabilize my neck. You can't drive in a neck brace because you can't shoulder check. You also can't do a lot of normal things, especially things that involve bending, because you can't see down.
I can never go back to a fair again ever in my life. And that was my first time going there.
There's a lot of things just in general that are really difficult to do when you're in a neck brace.
Again ever in my life. And that was my first time going there.
Things just in general that are really difficult to do when you're in a neck brace and your neck is immobilized.
Your neck is immobilized. Again ever in my life. And that was my first time going there. Your neck is immobilized. And that was my first time going there.
I just wanted to touch a little bit on that. I hope that that's a little helpful. It's not tons of information on it. It's just kind of what someone had asked, and it's fleeting through my mind right now, so I wanted to share that. Thank you for watching.
What is a neck fracture? A neck fracture is a break in one or more of the cervical bones. The vertebrae are the bones that make up the spine. A neck fracture is very serious and can lead to paralysis or possibly death. A person with a neck injury should not be moved without competent medical care, which is needed immediately. It is important to recognize the possibility of a neck fracture. Injuries severe enough to cause head injury or other trauma often also cause neck fracture. Causes. A neck fracture is caused by severe trauma to the neck. Trauma includes falls, such as from a horse or bike, or from fairground equipment, collisions, driving into shallow water, severe and sudden twist to the neck, severe blows to the head or neck area. A cervical fracture means that a bone is broken in the cervical neck region of the spine. It is the most mobile portion of the spinal column and understandably the most vulnerable to injury.
Yeah, good video. And yeah, see what I mean? I don't think that man was injured at all, really. But anyway, on a totally different subject, you might remember I put up a crappy video about Chris Hurst, the phony. Well, it got a copyright strike from the Honor Network, which I found a bit odd. I'm sure the Honor Network is Lenny, let's call him Leonard Pilsner. I believe that is his stuff. So, I don't know, he must be employed by or employing this fella as he runs for office. Anyway, the video that they took down was a crappy video, but like I said, it was a crappy, phony, fake show. Here's a little bit of something what it was like. Not it, but what it was like.
About you, and it looks like even on your late shift and her early shift, you had a way of communicating, and you would ask her to text you when she got to work. Can you just tell us about that?
Thank you for asking me that question. We're in the business, and yeah, I worked until about midnight, would come home around midnight, and would stay up for her. Bullshit. And would be there for her as she woke up and got started with her day. Bullshit. And yesterday morning, I made her favorite scrambled eggs in a smoothie. Bullshit. And packed her a lunch. Bullshit. And I had never done that before for any woman, for anyone. But I wanted to do it for Allison because I loved her so much. And bullshit. She died at her happiest, I can tell you that. I was talking with her parents last night, and we believed that.
What the hell is that?
Bullshit.
Sounds like it was completely real between you two.
Yeah, it wasn't an outstanding video. Like I said, it wasn't an outstanding phony fake show. And like I also said on that video, that particular video probably wouldn't be up for very long. And lo and behold, I was correct, but I had no idea that Mr. Leonard Pilsner had anything to do with it. Anyway, there we go. The web is so thick and deep is the hole.